Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And we have to talk about that loss against the Cavs last night, right? Bulls went in shorthanded, so we kind of understand it. Well, not kind of. We understand what happened. We're going to break that down, as well as Nikola Vucevic's comments and Billy Donovan's comments after the game last night in Cleveland. We'll get into all that and more right after this. So the Bulls played what was a terrible first half. And that really affected this game. Like, they showed some flashes. Zach LaVine played pretty well over the course of the game. Lonzo turned it on as well in the second half. But overall, this Bulls team just didn't have it last night. And so one of the biggest issues as well is Vucevic's shot just not falling. And so Vucevic was doing his media thing after the game. He talked about how his shot feels fine. It's just not going down. And shout out to Shay, who is a subscriber here who's always in our live streams. Again, I like to plug it. Turn into the live streams because we have fun on the live streams. And he's followed Vucevic's career, and he said just wait till February. Vucevic usually has big Februarys, and hats off. I hope he does. I hope Vucevic does turn it around. I do expect him to be able to because of the caliber of player he's been in his career. But with that being said, we have to honestly evaluate Vucevic's season so far, and Vucevic has had a down season. That doesn't mean that he can't turn it up. That doesn't mean that I'm saying the Bulls should look to move him or any type of knee-jerk reactions like that. Vucevic is having a down year. Now, with that being said, he's playing a completely different role than what he's played at any point in his career. He's moved from being the main scorer to the third scorer, and it can take a while to figure that out. At some point, though, he has to get it together. And so the question that I want to present here when it comes to Vucevic, and this is kind of backed by Billy Donovan's comments. Billy Donovan says that he liked the looks that Vucevic is getting. So that leads me to believe that a lot of the production and the shots that Vucevic is getting is within the rhythm of the way that the offense is designed. So that leads me to this next thing I'm going to say. At what point do we need to make a change as far as maybe the way that we're using Vucevic? Maybe Vucevic getting as many shots as what he gets. Maybe we need to switch those shots to Lonzo and rework the offense differently that way. Now, I trust the coach and Billy Donovan to do what needs to be done. But as a talking point here, I wanted to ask that and present that to the audience. What do you guys think needs to happen if Vucevic's down season continues? Again, I'm not saying trade. I don't want to hear anything like that. I don't want to hear anything about moving him. I don't want to hear anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the way that the Bulls play and that the Bulls use him, what way do you think that Vucevic, that it could be mixed up some to get him better looks, to get him maybe in better rhythm, to work him down low more instead of using him so much on the perimeter? What do you guys think with that? Like I said, I think a big part of where Vucevic is taking the shots and the way that he's taking those shots is within the rhythm of the design of the offense. Billy Donovan's comments lead me to believe that. The way that they've run the offense thus far leads me to believe that. So that's where I stand with it. So maybe that part needs to be rejiggered or changed some, or it could just very easily be that overall Vucevic just needs to continue to get comfortable in being now the third option, right? The third best scorer on the team rather than the first or second. So that's probably what needs to happen. We'll see. At the end of the day, these are veterans, just like they talked about fit issues. I trust that this team is going to figure it out going into the playoffs, no matter what that means. Whether that means Vucevic taking a little bit less shots, whether it means getting him better shots, whatever it is, I think it's overall going to work out. Now, with this Cavs game, the Bulls were extremely shorthanded. So I don't want to judge the bench too hard. But a big part of what I've been saying and what I've been talking about for a while now here is the Bulls bench scoring and how bad it's been ranked in the league. Now, we did not score our first bench points until basically the fourth quarter. We had 4 meaningful bench points. All the other points that came from the bench came when the game was well under control and it was garbage time and they were just waiting for the game to be over. But only 4 bench points. Now, yes, we have a severely lacking bench. Derrick Jones Jr. was in the starting lineup instead of the bench. Alex Caruso's gone instead of being on the bench. Javonte Green, yeah, he's a starter, but again, him being a starter allows for different players to come off the bench. Io as well, being in the starting lineup rather than on the bench. This team is being ate up by the NBA health and safety protocol. And Billy Donovan said that he's expecting this same team that played last night to play against the Heat Saturday. So that means that they're not expecting Kobe to be back. Probably not even expecting Caruso to be back. So that at some point, they have to figure something out on a way to get these. And you know, I don't want to overreact. At this point now, with this thin of a roster, minus Matt Thomas, we had one solid game and we had one horrible game. And so hopefully that the median of that works out, especially if Vooch knocks down his shots against Miami. They're expected to be without Jimmy Butler, without Bam, so this would be a good game to kind of just end the week on. Hopefully a win, and then see who we get back next week to come back in and get this team more in line with what we expect to see. I do think Kobe's going to be back by the Detroit game. Caruso should be back by the Detroit game. And, it'll work out the way that it's supposed to work out. This Bulls team shows grit. Zach LaVine still played really good last night, box score-wise. Lonzo as well. But this team does need to figure some things out as far as how they're going to fix some of the holes here. And, again, this team is very shorthanded, and it's to be expected. And the Cleveland Cavaliers team is nothing to shy at. Nothing at all to shy at. The Cleveland Cavaliers team ranks higher, like I said, than us in defense. Mobley is legit. And so it was all the makings of the game. The story of the game was the story of the game, right? They were who we thought they were. No, but seriously, everything worked out the way that happened the way that it really should have if you look at everything going into it. And it's unfortunate, but right now we're in the downtime. It's better that it's not injuries, right? That it's health and safety protocol outside of Alex Caruso, that is not major injuries keeping players out. So we know that we're getting them back, and it shouldn't be hard to get them back in rotation and get them back going. So undermanned, we went down. It is what it is. It should be expected. And that's it. That's it when it comes to this game. That is really it and what we should expect. Now, with that being said, of course, the reactionary Bulls fans are going right back into making moves and everything else like that. Again, I really do think this team is going to wait on the buyout market rather than it be make a trade. Because really, when you look at it, we don't have the trade pieces to bring in a lot of the names you guys are talking about. We just don't. We don't. And this, I'm telling you right now, let me look in the camera. Let me take off my glasses. The Bulls front office is not trading Patrick Williams. Not this season. Probably not next season either. They believe in him too much. So because of that, it's not happening. The Bulls don't really have the assets to trade for some of the players that we've been talked about. And like I said before, we don't need another star at the 4. It's just about bringing in a veteran or any player who can fill in that role. And I don't expect them to spend a lot of money on the 4. And the reason is that if they bring in another long-term or even a 2-3 year, $10 million, you might as well wave goodbye to Ayo. The way that Ayo is playing, he is going to man a big extension, especially because he's a second-round pick. He's going to get his deal. And because of that, again, with the Bulls probably not going into the luxury tax, everything else like that, you got to ask yourself, is going after and trading for some of these people you're talking about worth the possibility of losing Ayo Dosunmu in 2 years when he becomes a free agent? It's going to be really hard for the Bulls to keep him financially with some of the deals he's going to be offered. But that's a video for another day. I can talk about that. Let me know what you guys think about that down below as well. And we'll continue to look out for this team. And yeah, that's really it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. As you guys always have, tune into those live streams. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed by it at all. We have a lot of fun in those live streams. And that's it. Like I like to end every video on. Go Bulls. I love you guys. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.